What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your own life, to make yourself better, to be able to take yourself to heights unimaginable if you conform to this world. You know what I'm saying? So listen, before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. Listen, the title of this video is going to be on hybrid humans. Listen, you got to really think about it. As humans, because we are very powerful in who we are, as far as people not realizing and understanding how the brain can work, is the ability for us to grow in unimaginable ways by realizing our strength. But because it also comes with a darkness that comes with it, they have the ability to, you know what I'm saying, penetrate our thought system, our reactions, how we think, who we let, penetrate our soul, to where it conforms us to not ever realizing how much of a hybrid human that we are. When we are born, oftentimes the doctors, you know what I'm saying, that are studying us and taking our blood and making sure we're okay, they know it will be documented that you are a hybrid human. You know what I'm saying? But again, if people are adjusted to a certain system that they have been grown up to trust and believe in, and it's been working, anything that they don't understand will be questioned. And that is why, again, the ones that have the ability to break the systems will often be targeted in a very strong way, because they have the ability to do the research and believe in the things that oftentimes don't have a scientific evidence approach to it. They just feel like it could be some truth to it. You know what I'm saying? And those thoughts, those certain, you know what I'm saying, senses that people have, again, they will be targeted, because they do not want you to have those, because then you'll start to realize who you are. And once that happens, you will crack the code. Hybrid humans are born, you know what I'm saying? But it is up to you to go through life facing challenges and circumstances, because what can't change is what the universe feels as if it is meant for it to happen. It is all in how you react to it that shows your weaknesses or helps you grow into who you are. Hybrid humans have no intention of ever hurting anyone, making anyone conform to how they think. They do not study people to try to take advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? They solely are able to operate in the darkness and grow stronger through it to be able to operate in the light. They are hybrid humans because they function in both without conforming. So their whole mission in life is to basically not conform, know who they are, and fight off the ones that are trying to take advantage of the soulless. And again, let me help you understand. It is unknown forces, as far as energies that, or spirits that have not died because they can't die. They just figure out who they can infect next and whose soul they can get into next. And it usually starts with children. You know what I'm saying? So listen, think about it though. Batman, you know what I'm saying? He operated solely out of fighting negative evil forces at nighttime. And in the daytime, he was in his little bat cave. He had everything in there that he needed. Food, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, books, whatever, food, a chef, whatever. You feel me? He needed in his own little bat cave. Because alone is when he can become the strongest. To be able to fight whatever is needed. You know what I'm saying, in the dark world. Now, if you are a type of person that shows people your weaknesses, then it'll be a kryptonite. in the world, which is basically something, you feel me, that has the ability to kill you off because of your weakness towards it. But you have put up a wall and a barrier to protect it for so long that the only way people will know it's visible is if you show it. You feel me? Listen, these hybrid humans have been roaming the world for centuries and years, but because of the fact they didn't realize how hybrid they were oftentimes killed off by the darkness. So any weaknesses, any trauma related experiences, anything that just dented their soul was what kept them in the dark. And once they've been there for so long, it's almost hard to crawl out. But when you are a hybrid human, you are someone that has operated in the dark for a long time, to where you almost fooled people to think that you couldn't convert over to the light. That's why they always say, you know what I'm saying, the chosen ones were hidden in plain sight. That is because they were. You know what I'm saying? They were in the darkness. They were vibing. They were dead smack middle in it. You feel me? Rocking. Had everybody thinking. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got us one, boss. You know what I'm saying? Until at some point in their life, they had passed and mastered lessons, or the final lesson, to where they are now able to operate solely in the light. You know what I'm saying? And as they continue to become more powerful and grow, they will have to shed off the darkness. And it's a process, and it's a struggle. And oftentimes it's easier for some people and harder for others. Like, what is going on in the world is not something that's, you know what I'm saying, just unexplainable. It has a definition to it. It can be explained. These documents of what's going on right now is confidential. They're hidden somewhere where can't nobody get to them but the people that are in power and control. Because then it will give people access to understand and know that what you're experiencing and what you're going through is meant and always been instilled in you, so that you can break the barriers of the system and create the life that you've always been destined to live. But it's up to you. Your choices, your strongness. Are you going to be able to climb out of the darkness to realize that? Or will you be captivated by the darkness, always feeling as if you need to be what people want you to be to fit in? Not realizing, though, internally you're killing yourself. And you know it. But you have yet come to your senses to understand that, listen, if I want to climb out of the darkness, I got to get rid of some things. I got to shake off some things. I got to believe I am everything that I say I am. I got to believe that everything I'm experiencing is not fake. I have to believe that I've always felt some type of difference in me since a child. But for whatever reason, I couldn't capitalize off of it, because the vampires of the underworld were doing everything that they can to trap your thoughts, to trap anything that made you believe that you were different from who they wanted you to be. So oftentimes you become a hybrid because you had to ride it out in the dark before you seen the light. And once you see the light, it's almost as if you're going to have to go down a road less traveled to get back into the darkness, is what the dark forces want you to do. Because once you get to the max height of who you are, you can no longer be affected by the darkness. And you can have the ability to have an effect on others for them to believe in who they are. And now our system that we have been operating in no longer works. So the person in power and control over that whole system now has to stop, pause, and face themselves. And that is something they were never in a million years hoping they would ever have to do. And it's causing them to react. It's causing them to become violent. It's causing them to kill themselves. It's causing them to not ever having to face that their reactions and emotions are unpredictable. People are going to jail. People are killing other people. I'm just being honest. I can't sugarcoat. I can't lie. I've never been that type. Anything that I speak or say on these platforms that I have is the truth. Only thing I do to try to switch it up, to, you feel me, because people's attention spans is short, is just do different filters on my videos. That's it. You feel me? Because I'm just not a fake person. I just can't be a fake person. I have to keep it solid. I gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But for so long, I was being affected by dark forces. So I was really a quiet person. I never really talked. I felt things out of the norm. When I did have the ability to feel comfortable around people that were putting on a facade, they were putting on a mask to make me think that they were on the same team as me, and then I expressed something that they couldn't understand, and they'd look at me like they have no idea what I'm talking about. That was a sign. That was an indication that you needed to pay attention to let you know that they are not who you think they are. But if you're still in this mode of like, okay, I'm not strong enough in myself, you pass it off. You act like, you feel me, that was nothing. And then you go on in your life, on the physical, doing whatever it is, and then you forget about that. You know what I'm saying? Which is easy for them to penetrate your thoughts again. And now they have you on this certain train of thought where, you know what I'm saying, you're thinking all negative. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let me help you understand something. Because of the fact that it's a lot of hybrid humans in the world, I oftentimes, well, I'm not going to say oftentimes, I basically lived in the dark in my teenage years. You know what I'm saying? Staying up all night, you know what I'm saying? Indulging in substances, you feel me? Partying, having a good time, drinking, whatever. You know what I'm saying? To make you transform into this life we got going on. This is the underworld. All the house parties and clubs we went to was at nighttime. Started at 10 o'clock. By 1 o'clock in the morning, that was when the party was at its most max height. Everybody was in there functioning. But you ever realize how like everybody in there dancing and having a good time, some people on the wall, you feel me? It got so hot in there at times that it was a breath of fresh air just to go outside. I can't remember how many house parties I went to where it was just a sense of relief to be outside because it got so hot inside. You know what I'm saying? People who stood on the wall and didn't dance, oftentimes, you know what I'm saying, are peeping what's going on because they're realizing and paying attention, or they're having the opposite effect of, you know what I'm saying, trying to see who is at their weakest, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, under the influence, drinking, whatever. But you got to really think about it. If everybody is dancing and everybody is under the influence and it is at nighttime, nobody's really paying attention to what's really going on because everybody's distracted by something. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I cannot just focus on it any better. It's the truth and it needs to be told. The hybrid humans would not be able to ever reach their light if they didn't have to walk through the fire of darkness, which means how would you be able to counteract all the things in life that have stopped you from your max potential if you didn't go through the darkness of understanding the things that capitalized off of you never being who you are? But the wiseness of being a hybrid is the ability to look at your life and apply, you know what I'm saying, the understanding of realizing where certain thought patterns and systems you had set up for yourself and how they weren't working, and change them. Listen, I know it's a lot of people out there in the world who are, you feel me, they are very functioning hybrid people, and I get it. They're able to play both sides. They don't stick to one side, they play both sides. So listen, I've had jobs at times, and it's times where I done went to the club and I stayed out all night to the early morning, would go home, function off like 3 hours of sleep, and then turn around and go to work. Let me tell you how this process operated. So it's not really you, if you think about it. You feel me? I'm under the influence, wasted on. So by the time I get home, I fall asleep so fast that I don't even know I'm sleeping. Oftentimes when you're in a good sleep, you have that REM sleep, which is the sleep where you have dreams and you process things. But when you're under the influence and you fall asleep fast, it is your soul leaving your body. So you don't even have the time realize that you're asleep. And before you know it, that alarm goes off. It's time to get up. You know what I'm saying? You are understanding and realizing you really don't want to get up because you're still under the influence. You know what I'm saying? You're still being taken over by a certain substance. So you hop in the shower. You feel me? You get dressed. You're feeling this hyped up energy in the morning. For me personally, I can't speak on everybody else. You feel me? So I'm good when I got to work. I say I work like a 7 to 4 o'clock shift. You know what I'm saying? When I got to work, I done got my Monster. I wasn't drinking coffee at that time. You feel me? I'm good. I'm cool. You juice, you breaking down or doing whatever you got to do. You feel me? By lunchtime, when you have that first good meal, because I can almost say that almost everybody was operating and being conformed and into that system. So we hardly ever ate breakfast. I can't even remember a lot of people who even eat breakfast still to this day, but I do now. But I didn't back then. So you feel me? I'm operating solely off of maybe a little, you feel me, something out the vending machine and a Monster. But sometimes I just operated solely off that Monster. So as I'm working, my stomach is growling. I'm using energy. You know what I'm saying? So again, by the time you eat lunch, you know what I'm saying, you have fueled yourself again. You feel me? And you're basically driving out the energy associated with being under the influence because you're eating, you're fueling yourself. So now that hungover, that feeling you felt when you got home has came back. You feel me? It has soaked back in now. So now when you go back to work, you're not as fast or productive as you was. You feel me? You're moving slower. Come like 1 o'clock, right before you got that last break, you now walk around saying certain things to yourself. Words have power. They have energy. Mine's preferably was, damn, I'm hella tired. Damn, I shouldn't have went out last night. Excuse my language. Fuck, I still got this much to do. I still got to do this. You're talking negatively to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's making you weaker by the moment, because I never paid attention to how me saying those things made me come up with an excuse sometimes to leave work early just so I could go home, because I have talked myself into understanding and processing the fact that I'm tired from going out the night before or going out last night. You know what I'm saying? So now you are understanding how you have used your words to transform your life into the things that you spoke. Not realizing that once you see them 2 hours that you could have got paid for knocked off your paycheck, now you got to rob Peter to pay Paul on a bill when you could have just stayed at work for those 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it is very real. Those are also very strong hybrid humans that play both sides. You know what I'm saying? When you are finally coming to a point in your life where you're choosing a side and staying over there, because hybrid humans that play both sides, you can't trust them because you don't know which side or who they're going to be to fit in for that day. You know what I'm saying? And it can end up showing you a great amount of betrayal. You got to really be focused on who you are. You know what I'm saying? Which means living a certain way, showing integrity, being who you are, no matter what anybody says or try to do to get you to alter your perspective on life and being who you are. That is how you become strong. You know what I'm saying? In who you are. Big facts. You know what I'm saying? So these hybrid humans are very strong and powerful, and they roam the earth. You know what I'm saying? And when it is their time to finally show their faces and who they are, you will know who they are. Like, you know how you see a light in someone and you know that it's something about them that you just can't pinpoint, but it makes them different, but you don't never want them to know it, so you don't tell them nothing. You You know what I'm saying? You just get them to conform to the same team you have conformed to, because you probably had something in yourself that was penetrated by a weakness. You know what I'm saying? And then at some point in life, these hybrid humans become fully formed. They now realize who they are. And the people that, you know what I'm saying, always seen it in them, always knew who they could be, they become jealous a little bit, because it's almost as if I seen it in you, but I never thought you had the balls to be able to ever realize who you were, because you don't even understand and realize that I was doing spiritual attacks on you to hope that you never become fully formed your whole entire life. That was my mission and that was my goal, because I sold my soul a long time ago. I got deeply hurt by something, and I sold my soul, and I covered up that pain by everything in the outside world, materialistically, that makes me feel good for a short period of time, until it leaves and I no longer have that energy and I'm back feeling worthless. It's very real. It very much exists, and it is now time in the year 2024 where these hybrid humans are shedding the darkness and fully forming into their light. And they will continue to be targeted their whole entire life. Their only mission in life is to not be consumed by the darkness, which is the very things that stop them from becoming who they truly are. It is going to be a lifelong battle. The universe is set up to constantly hit you at every angle with things that are still stuck in the old system. Because it's almost as if you have to do the inner work on yourself to get to where you're trying to go, because everybody will not grow at the same time. Everybody will not be able to get out of the mind state that they're in to even operate in their truest, purest form. So they will stay conformed to the dark side, which is the underworld. We use everything in the physical world to control people. But when you're talking about going within and working on ourselves, you have now found the kryptonite. When we got to go in and work within, that's something we never thought we'd ever have to do. And that's going to kill us. And we know it. So why would we ever want the people that have the kryptonite to killing us to ever know who they are? Because now they have the power to solely kill us. And we don't like that. So we're going to continue to operate in the shadows and still do things to spiritually attack them until it's at a point where you have to go within. If you're a hybrid human who has conformed to the light after being in the darkness for so long, you have to constantly, consistently work on yourself. That means everybody's energy, being around a ton of people all the time, is not healthy for you. It's going to drive you insane. You have to spend time alone. It's very conducive and important. I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? And you got to really think about it. It starts at a young age. You know what I'm saying? But it's so very much real. Everyone in life is born a hybrid human, but the only thing is, you tend to cut off your hybrid humanness once you conform to the darkness. Hybrid is solely the ones that have been hidden in plain sight, have walked in the dark, have made people think that they were going to conform to that, until at some point the universe, a certain experience, their higher self emerged, and they are now pushed into the light. So they have no sense of ever operating in the darkness because they no longer can live there. You know, and that's the part they were afraid of. You know? So as you watch, as you pay attention and keep your eyes open, just look around. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. Hybrid humans are super dope solely because they've operated in the darkness for a long time, but they never let it consume them. You know what I'm saying? They stayed the same. They didn't sell their soul. And they know how to fight off the darkness at every angle, so they solely can operate in it and be okay. It may drain us, may make us a little tired, you know what I'm saying? But it will not kill us. You know what I'm saying? Because we made it through certain lessons and kept our soul. Listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please be very mindful that hybrid humans are walking the earth in their purest form now, after being hidden for so long. Y'all almost thought y'all had them one, boss, huh? But you didn't. Listen, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's real, and it truly exists.